Just not you, is it?
We're visiting his dad's family.
War has come to the Minnesota frontier. Dakota warriors have risen up over unjust treatment and late treaty payments. Yep.
Should we have stayed at the cabin? You're pretty exposed out here.
We didn't have a choice. Red Middle Voice said that if we tried to hold out in the cabin, 200 would come and burn the building down with us in it.
What the hell's going on, Will? We've never had any trouble with Indians.
Red Middle Voice said that there's some bad ones off the reservation.
What if Red Middle Voice is part of them?
Well, let's pray that he's a man of his word. He told me that they just wanted their land back that was taken from them. We're free to go.
I count 19 of us from the Shatek settlement. 7 men. If they hit us, we're sitting ducks.
God save us! They're coming!
This is hopeless. We can't outrun all of them. Everyone, let's head for the tall grass. We'll shoot from there. Don't waste shot.
They run and hide like sheep.
John, pick them off. You're our best shot.
We can see no one!
It doesn't matter. We have more guns. Keep firing.
Yes, move away from the children. Have them hug the ground.
I'm hit. John, I've been shot.
How bad?
I think I might be done. But you stay where you are. You'll do more good with your rifle.
I need to help you. What about the children?
If you try to come get us, they'll see you and shoot you too. John, are you hit? Hold on, John, I'm coming.
Stay put. If you move from this spot, they'll find you and the children. John's dying.
But he might just be hurt.
For God's sake, think of the children. You can't help John.
Women, come out. Bring your children. No harm will come to you. We only fight men.
Then why are there dead women and children around me?
Will Everett, I know the sound of your voice. Come out. We will not hurt you.
I can't. I'm shot. Why don't you come to me?
You lie. You can come out if you want to.
Kill us if you want, but leave the women and children.
Elmira, tell them that I'm dead. That all the men are dead. It's your only chance.
Leave you? Turn ourselves over to them? I can't.
If you stay here, they'll kill us all. This is your only chance. Go with them. Do what they say. And look for a chance to escape.
You've killed my man. All the men are dead. What do you want?
You must all come out. We will hurt no one.
I will take you and Julia Wright for my squaws. Come now!
You ready?
No, not yet. Take Julia. She speaks Sioux.
I don't think we have a choice.
How many are left?
I don't know. The men are all dead.
Tell the rest to come up here. They will not be harmed. Bring the men's guns to us.
Get them yourself.
Someone might still shoot. You get them.
They said to come out. They said they won't hurt you.
Go with them. If you don't, they'll start shooting again. And we'll all get killed.
Come. All women and children. We'll be safe if we go with Red Voice.
Here, take this one. I have another. Most have extras. Collect them from the dead.
Kill me. Please. The pain's too much.
I would, if I could. But I can't shoot a friend. Not even to ease the suffering. Please forgive me.
You two, your children, come by me. Leave.
Criminal voice, you pledge safety, you murderer!
What about me? Aren't you gonna shoot me down too?
No, I will not. Go.
I swear to God, they'll pay for this.
Of those who left Shatek, 13 lay dead by the slough, 11 were captured, and 10 managed to escape the killing field. Miraculously, Ted Ireland survived, as did Lavina Eastlick, who was reunited with her 2 sons and walked with them to safety in New Ulm.
The soldiers are rounding warriors up. They will come for me soon. I will die, I know it.
No, Chaska, they mustn't. But I was wrong when I told you to stay. Leave. Leave now. I will see to your mother.
No, I am not a coward. I am not afraid to die. All I care about is my poor old mother. She will be left alone. I shouldn't have listened to you yesterday. Then I could have escaped safely. Now it is too late. Now I will stand here and die if I have to.
Chaska, I will still help you. No matter what, I will still fight for you.
Sunset. It's good to be home. Talk with the chiefs did not go well.
Was there a decision?
No. All have different plans.
What have you heard? What is it? Please tell me.
I've heard there is to be a trial.
Who would go on trial?
All of us, I believe.
You mean all Dakota?
That is what I understand.
Who would run this trial?
The white man's government. The white man's army.
This would not be a fair trial.
I agree with you, Sunset.
What are we going to do?
It might be that we'll have to leave.
When will you know if this will happen? This trial?
I believe it will be soon.
What does Little Crow think of this?
He has not spoken of it.
I fear for our people.
Captain Grant, did you arrest Chaska?
Yes, we have, and he'll swing with the rest of them.
If you hang that man, I will shoot you.
Indian lover.
Sunset. I was worried for you. I've been here for a time.
I was speaking with the other Dakota women. We are all concerned.
I understand.
Since you are already here, the meeting with the chiefs must have ended early.
We had to decide quickly. There is a great danger now.
Danger? Of what?
A danger that all of us who fought in the war with the white man will be arrested, put in prison.
You mean after this trial?
Little Crow does not think this will be a fair trial for any Dakota.
What is Little Crow going to do?
Little Crow is leaving tomorrow, headed west into Dakota territory. We are to go with him.
Leaving? Tomorrow? But our people here need our help. I can help them. We can help them.
We must leave, Sunset.
My husband, there are many Dakota children here now who have no one.
Sunset, you were a great mother to our children. If this is what your heart calls you to do, then you must stay. But I must go.
Know this. You and I are two voices that sing together and always will be. I promise you, I will join you in Dakota.
Miss Cardinal, I know this is hard, but please tell us what happened to you as best you can.
It happened by Beaver Creek. We heard there was killing at the agency, so we headed to Fort Ridgely, about a dozen of us.
When we got out of the prairie, Indians came from everywhere. Some of the men took off like the cowards that they was, and then the Indians killed them.
Killed all the men. Then they took the rest of us, except the littlest ones. They killed them too.
What about one who forbids his house? It is he whom we must ascertain guilt.
Things happen so fast, it's hard to say. He was there, people were being killed, but I don't know if he killed anyone. I think he killed my husband, but I'm not sure. I was so scared.
But we do know what he did later, don't we, Margaret?
Yes, Reverend, after they beat us and dragged us with them, one who forbids his house took me the third night, and he raped me.
I was there when he took her. He was ready for a fight. He went out with every war party, and when he came back, he raped the women.
Are you certain it was the one who forbids his house?
There ain't no doubt. I'd go to my grave swearing it was him that did me.
Mr. Hurd, Lieutenant Buchanan, unless you think differently, I believe we have enough to bring this man before the commission. Thank you, ladies. You have suffered far more than we can imagine. You will be called to testify at the trial. Lieutenant Buchanan, bring in the next two.
Gentlemen, in moments the proceedings will begin. Mr. Hurd will record. You are free to ask questions as you wish. Lieutenant Olin will act as judge advocate and ask questions. We will be firm and respectful, and no demonstrations will be permitted from anyone.
How many today?
16 are on the docket today. All have been questioned by Reverend Riggs, and the arraignment signed by Colonel Sibley. Mr. Hurd, who is first?
The mulatto Joe Godfrey, or Otakel as the Sioux call him.
Are you Joe Godfrey, the man known to the Sioux as Otakel?
I am.
As duly sworn members of the Military Commission, assigned to preside over these meetings, I have on my desk charges against you signed by Colonel Henry Sibley. Lieutenant Olin, read them, please.
Charge and specification against Otakel, a colored man, connected with the Sioux tribe of Indians. Charge, murder. Specification, first, in this, the said Otakel, or Godfrey, a colored man, did, at or near New Ulm, Minnesota, on or about the 19th day of August, 1862, join a war party of Sioux tribe of Indians against the citizens of the United States, and did, with his own hand, murder 7 white men, women, and children, more or less peaceable citizens of the United States. How say you, guilty or not guilty?
I am not guilty.
Then, sir, tell us your story. Start from the beginning. How did you arrive at becoming an Indian?
I was born in Mendota. My father was French Canadian. My mother was a colored woman. My mother came in the service of Alexander Bailey, and I was raised in his family.
You live with Indians?
I lived in the lower agency for 5 years. I married a woman from the Wabasha Band. We were living between the agency and New Ulm when it started.
What does Otako mean?
He who kills many.
Your name convicts you.
No, I didn't kill anybody. I mean, to kill is an honor in war. My people, the first man to go into a house to kill people gets the credit. And to be able to go into a house first, there's still a lot of danger.
What was your part of the fighting?
I was making hay with another Indian. My house was nearby. Another man rode up on a horse. He said that all the white people have been killed at the agency. My friend asked, well, who did it? And he said that it was the Indians and that they were coming to kill all the white people in New Ulm.
Then what did you do?
I went to my house. My wife and I decided to go through the woods near the river. But my father-in-law called us back. He said that the whites would kill us and that we needed to return to the agency.
Where did you go?
I went with my uncle to New Ulm. We met more Indians at the creek. They were all painted and said that I should be painted. And they painted me. I was afraid to refuse them. I was given a hatchet and told that I must go with the Indians and do what they did or be killed.
Did you fight with them?
There was a house along the side of the road. The Indians went toward the house. I stopped, but they told me I must come. An old man, a boy, and 2 women were at the house. I was told to tell them that Chippewa were nearby and that we were there to hunt them. We asked for water. The girls went into the house and some Indian followed them. One said to me, "Here's a gun for you. They have food. After we kill, then we eat."
What did you do?
I was told to watch the road. A wagon was coming, and I was to tell them when it got close. Then I heard shooting. The 2 young women fell just outside the house. And then I ran around the house. I heard Indians yelling by the road. They called, and I went to them. There were 2 wagons, and they were killing white men. Great Spirit came to a wounded man, stuck his knife in his side, cut him to pieces. I just held the horses. Then the Indians got into the 2 wagons, and we went down the road towards New Ulm. Every time we got near a house, the Indians would get out of the wagon and go ahead of it. And they would go into the house and kill all the people. And in that way, they killed everyone along the road. 6, 8 houses. I stayed in the wagon and did not see no people killed.
Let me get this straight. You only held horses that had nothing to do with the killing?
I only watched. Old women, children were killed. There was a jug in the wagon and it was almost drunk. I was told to jump out of the wagon. One said that he'd left 3 guns in a house when he had brought out the flour. They told me to go into the house with a hatchet, kill the people, and get back the guns. I was afraid.
How many of you were there?
About 20. At that time, there were about 4 wagons, and we were going down all the houses and killing everyone.
Godfrey, there were 2 attacks on New Ulm. Was it the first or the second?
It was the second, Captain. I was at Little Crow's village during the first.
Continue.
After a few days, we went to Rice Creek. Then we crossed the Redwood River, and we saw some wagons on the prairie on the other side of the river. After the Indians had crossed over the Minnesota River and saw the wagons on the other side of the river, I went with them at sunrise. There was shooting just before I got there, and they were shooting all day. They killed all the horses.
Stop. You were at Birch Coulee. Men died there, not just horses.
25 of my men. It was a cowardly attack on a sleeping camp.
Where's that woman we found on the prairie?
Justina Krieger? She's in the wagon. I'm sure she'll be fine.
When are they going to start bringing the horses back?
Soon, I hope.
It's going to take a good piece of time to get those horses hooked up again. We're running late.
I think they know that.
Mrs. Krieger, you shouldn't be out here. You've been hurt.
I am better now.
Sit around, Ken. Let out. Yeah. Oh, you're from Sarge.
My back. Sure they'll find some way to blame us. They always do it. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
They're attacking. Take cover.
Man, behind the wagons now.
Out of nowhere. We gotta hold on until help comes.
How's Fort Ripley gonna know we're here?
The only thing I know is this is turning into one hell of a mess.
Mrs. Woodbury, what can you tell us of Joe Godfrey, known as Otacle?
Well, I seen him 2 or 3 days after the outbreak. He was over at Little Crow's Village. He had on a breechclout and his legs and face all painted up for a war party, which he started on one to Noam.
Did he appear to be reluctant?
No. He was very happy with the Indians. He was whooping around and yelling as fierce as any one of them when they come back. Hunka, who was one of the Indians, he said that Godfrey was the bravest of them all. He led him into a home, and Godfrey clubbed the people with a hatchet. I was standing nearby, and I heard someone say to him, "Hey, Godfrey, how many did you kill?" And he says, "Only 7. Only 7. I saw him once when he took off. He had a rifle, a knife, and a hatchet. He was proud of that killing. I know he was.
Mrs. Woodbury, did you actually see Godfrey kill anyone?
No. But I bet you he did.
You may step down. Charge against Chaska, a Sioux Indian, murder. Specification. In this, that the said Chaska did, on or about the 18th day of August, 1862, kill George H. Gleason, a white citizen of the United States, and has likewise committed sundry hostile acts against the whites between the said 18th day of August, 1862, and the 28th day of September, 1862. This near the Redwood River and other places on the Minnesota frontier, by order of Colonel H. H. Sibley.
Chaska, what do you say to the charges against you?
I plead not guilty to murder.
Tell us your story then. You may sit if you wish.
I will stand when I talk to you. The other Indian shot Gleason, and as he was falling over, I aimed my gun at him but did not fire. I have a white woman in my charge, though I can't take as good care of her as a white man because I am Indian.
Are you speaking of Mrs. Wakefield?
Yes. I kept her with the intention of letting her go. I don't know of any other bad acts besides Gleason's murder. If I moved up here with the Indians. If I had done any bad acts, I would have gone away with Little Crow.
Did you shoot Gleason?
I wanted to prevent the other Indian from shooting. I prevented him from killing the women and children with Gleason. I snapped my gun at Gleason, but it failed to go off. And then as he fell, I shot over him. This was the third shot. I afterward snapped at him when he was dead on the ground. I have been in 3 battles. I have not fired at any other white man. That is what happened. I am done.
Take a seat on the bench, Chaska. Would Sarah Wakefield please come before us? Mrs. Wakefield, do you have anything to add to the account given by Chaska?
Yes, Lieutenant, I will. Fearing an attack on the upper agency, my husband sent me and my 2 children to Fort Ridgely. I was with Mr. Gleason when he was killed. Me and my children were riding with him in a wagon.
Oh!
Chaska saved us from Hapa. When we got to camp, he took me and my babes to a teepee. Since then, he's saved us 3 times.
What did Chaska say to you?
He had great feelings for the whites. His mother took me in the woods and protected me when my life was at threat. He saved my life once again when Shakope, the chief of his band, tried to kill me.
You lived in a teepee with Chaska and his mother. How did they treat you?
Chaska was poor. There was no plunder in his tent. He gave coffee and food to my children and went without himself. He is guilty of no crime that I am aware of.
If you have nothing else to add, you may return to your seat.
Gentlemen, what say you regarding Chaska?
He shot at Gleason. Once he missed, says intentionally. Another shot, his gun misfired. Hang him.
What about Mrs. Wakefield and her children? Evidently, he saved them.
She lived in his teepee. Her comments might be biased. He fired his gun. Whether or not he actually hit Gleason, he allowed the murder. I agree with Colonel Crooks. Hang him.
Any objections? Heard? Bring him in.
This military commission, after mature deliberation on the testimony adduced, find the prisoner as follows. Guilty of the specification of the first charge. Guilty of the first charge. Guilty of the second charge. And to therefore sentence him, the said Chaska, a Sioux Indian, to be hung by the neck until he is dead.
No, you can't. This is wrong. He did nothing.
Major Forbes, silence that woman and remove her, and return Chaska to confinement.
You tried. The people know you tried to help him.
And for that, my people condemn me.
They don't understand. For 6 weeks, we've been dragged across the prairie by the Santee. Many women were hurt in that time. They will not forgive.
After I speak to Chaska and his mother, my children and I must leave this place. My husband's waiting.
You belong in your world. Go back to it. May your God be with you, Sarah Wakefield.
Looks like 269. Clerk's got the name from Riggs.
Johnson, call the first name.
Washashu. Please stack your rifles and any other weapons you may have against the wall. They will be returned to you shortly.
Where must I?
Men, as heads of your households, you are to be counted separately. The government wants to pay you extra. Bakata! Arende! Cut nose.
It's this way. Children, this way. It's this way. Follow me. Children, follow me. Food is this way. Follow me, children. Food is this way.
Worked like a charm, Colonel. We bagged 234. Some of them smelled of skunk and headed into the cornfield.
Well, how many do we have all told?
403.
Well, I think we've got all we're going to bag as far as the guilty go. I'd like to move this along rather quickly. How's Godfrey doing?
Primed and ready. You'd be surprised how helpful he's been.
This power of life and death is a terrible thing to exercise. To think that hundreds of people are subject to that power, lodged in these hands, makes me shudder when I think about it. I shall do justice and no more. I will murder no man, not even a savage if proven to be innocent.
Colonel Sibley.
Mr. Dooley.
I've received word that Red Middle Voice is headed up the Missouri out west. He's got captives from Shatek. My Laura must be with him.
Well, we'll get him back as soon as we finish what we're doing here.
Funny thing, I hear the Sans Arc are going after Red Middle Voice. Some Indian. He's going to free the captives. Indians after Indians. They call them the Fool Soldiers.
Well, we must all pray for the best.
I believed you. You said the whites would be fair. You must have lied to them about me. You know I saved you and your children when Hoppa killed Gleason. When Hoppa wanted to make you his woman, I stopped him. And now I will die. I did nothing for this to happen.
I know, Chaska. You heard me yesterday. Do you think any of this is easy for me? I have no friends. The whites call me a traitor. And even worse, they planted seeds of doubt with my husband. I must get back to him. Indians believe I have betrayed you. I have no people.
They won't hang you.
I will keep trying to help you. With Sibley, Ramsey, even President Lincoln. Now please, please take my hand. I know that I owe you my life. I want to take your hand and say goodbye in friendship. Goodbye, Chaska. Goodbye, my dear friend.
Reverend Riggs, Reverend Williamson, it's important that we meet before I go east. We need to talk about the Indian situation here. Stephen, you have a hard task.
Bishop Whipple, I'm just trying to sort things out. There are certain Indians who are guilty of crimes for which they deserve punishment and which cannot be condoned as acts of war.
Stephen, there is a broad distinction of guilt between those who went all around the country committing fiendish violence and those who received plunder, or those who, under the threat of death, engaged in the battle where hundreds were engaged.
That may be, but I am satisfied the commissioners will do God's bidding.
29 have already been tried. I'm satisfied in my own mind that of those in the prison house found guilty should not be there.
Thomas, I have high regard for those on the commission.
They should have new, actual trials. But I find that Minnesota probably could not find 12 men who could act as jurors.
But they are trying Indians. And my sense of right would lead me to give Indians as fair and full trial as white men.
From the governor on down to the lowest rabble, there's a belief that all are guilty. Whether guilty or not, they be put to death.
This isn't about correct legal rulings. Those on the commission carry their own prejudices with them.
Stephen, Henry, do you think that we should share the blame?
Christianity does lead to civilization. I've written President Lincoln that a glaring defect of our Indian system is that it places no condemnation on savage life.
Could more have been done?
I've also written Lincoln that there's been corruption in the Indian system and that an uprising was inevitable.
Yes, but we introduced our social model and tore down the societal structure of the Indian civilization.
Soon I'll be going to New York for the Episcopal Convention. When I leave New York, I'll be going to Washington to meet with President Lincoln.
Please seek fairness for the Dakota.
I have heard their cries for help. I have seen the criminal record heaped upon them. I cannot be silent.
I pray they listen to you. You are the Episcopal Bishop for Minnesota.
There will come a time when people will speak with hushed whispers of our shame. They will marvel at how their fathers dared to trifle with truth and righteousness, and in their foolhardiness trifled with God.
You were with a group of refugees from Shatek, correct?
Yes. It was a group of men, women, and children.
Ma'am, from your memory, please tell me what happened.
We were on the trail from Shatek, like you said. A group of Dakota came up behind us, and we hid in the brush below the trail.
I imagine that some in your group were armed.
Yes, most of the men were.
Was there any discussion between your group and the Dakota before the shooting started?
No.
And were the Dakota aware that there were children in your group?
Some of the children were screaming, so yes.
When did the gunfire cease?
It stopped when most of us had been hit.
What happened next?
The leader wanted the women and children to come up to him.
Did you recognize this Indian, their leader?
Yes. It was Red Middle Voice.
Ah, one of the chiefs. So the men in your group took...
No. The men were dead.
All of them?
Most. There were two I'm not sure of.
The two you're not sure about, would one of them be Will Dooley?
That's right.
Well, it might interest you to know that Will Dooley survived that ambush.
That's good to hear. Laura Dooley would sure like to hear that.
You're speaking of Laura Dooley, his wife?
Yes. When I was released, she had to stay behind because of her health.
So she had become ill?
Laura snapped.
Please explain.
Laura lost two of her children that day, and she didn't know if her husband was alive.
I understand. When you were taken by Red Middle Voice and his group, where did they take you?
West. Deep into Dakota territory. He traded us with a Sansark Indian. I believe his name was Charger. After that, Laura Dooley retreated into herself. And her health was never the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you.
Bishop Whipple, a pleasure meeting you. I've been receiving regular reports about the horrors that transpired in Minnesota. I want to know more. Sit, please. Give me your assessment.
The fighting is over, but there's much repair to be done in Minnesota.
I've never been there, but I hear it's a beautiful place. What caused this war to happen? I'm not aware of any trouble before.
The Dakota, also known as the Sioux, once had all of Minnesota. They were pushed south and west by the Chippewa, and then came the treaties from our government, and that made it so that they now
only live along a 150-mile stretch of the Minnesota River, and it's 10 miles wide.
Did the Sioux adapt?
We took woodland hunters and tried to turn them into prairie farmers. Change was the right thing to do, but this change was hard and it came with a price. Once the war with the South began, the government fell behind with payments to the Sioux. Crop failures and delayed payments led to starvation.
The government provided no food?
Oh, there was food, warehouses full of food, just no money.
Why didn't they release the food?
Because it was the policy of the agent to release goods, money, and food all at the same time. No money, no food.
Again, why? They chose to let people starve.
The traders feared that they wouldn't get paid. They extended credit, and when the money comes, the Indians go to the pay table when their names are called. And the traders get first call on the money, and only then is the food released.
The traders get all the money. It doesn't seem right.
Traders do all the record keeping. Your agents always back the traders. Fraud abounds.
Bishop, a man once decided that monkeys could pick cotton better than men because they have smaller fingers. But when he set his monkeys onto his cotton field, he found it took 2 overseers for each monkey. I think we've got the same problem. We need 2 honest men to watch each of our Indian agents.
It's all about the money. No compassion.
How many people died in the war?
Maybe 800, over 100 women and children. Many atrocities were committed. Women had their stomachs slit open and their fetuses ripped out. Mutilations, rapes. But there were also many times when Indians saved the lives of many whites.
So much horror that we could have prevented.
Mr. President, your next appointment is here.
One more thing, Mr. President, I'm obligated to write to you with a request from General Sibley. More troops, please.
Duly noted, Bishop. Let me leave you with this. This Indian service of ours needs to be reformed. If I make it through this war, I will see that it is done.
Gentlemen, I'm having another stockade built to hold all the prisoners. Food and forage is still an issue for us. Colonel, what's the status of the trial so far?
So far, we've tried 120. 100 have been sentenced to death. We have about 300 more in chains waiting to appear before the commission.
So when do we start hanging them?
Not yet. We got word from Washington. No hangings are to take place without the president's go-ahead.
Sir, these cases are moving so slowly. They're going to take all winter. These are not American citizens. They don't deserve our rights. They are savages who are criminals. Hang them now.
Well, Lieutenant Olin, you're right to a point. Now, these Sioux don't have defense attorneys, that's true. But we have to give some semblance of fairness. Still, how do we speed this up?
Look, we spent a lot of time trying to prove that the accused actually killed somebody. We question witnesses. Reverend Riggs tries to make a direct link. We call in eyewitnesses. Is all this really necessary?
What do you mean?
Just this, Colonel. We should ask, were you there? Were you there at the ferry crossing? At Redwood Agency? At Acton? Hutchinson? Forest City? Wood Lake? Beaver Creek? New Ulm?
And your point is?
If they were there, if they shot at all, they participated in the killing. whether or not we can prove they actually killed anyone.
In other words, if they were there, they were guilty?
Yes. And they will readily confess to being in battles. These savages see themselves as soldiers, warriors even. They love to admit fighting in battles. In at least 2/3 of the cases so far, most of the prisoners have admitted to firing their guns. 1 or 2 shots, and no one was killed. Some say they just wanted something. One Sioux admitted that he stole a horse, but gave the excuse that it was just a little one.
We've had many young men between 18 and 25 say they were too young to fight and that their hearts were too weak to face fire.
I like Grant's idea. I don't care how innocent they proclaim to be. If they were there, they are guilty as sin and they deserve to die.
How did you come into contact with Cutnose?
We'd heard the Indians was making trouble, so we got together at the Kitzman's farm and decided to go to Fort Ridgely.
Did they attack?
We went all night till it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, and then we were about halfway. We'd gone maybe 14 miles and decided to go follow Beaver Creek to Fort Ridgely. And sun had been up about 2 hours, and we was approached by 8 Indians on horseback. We had 11 men with guns and they wanted to fight, but the Indians put their guns down, and one came out to walk towards us, and so my brother Paul, he went out to talk with him, and they shook hands, and then that Indian, he kissed him on the cheek like a Judas. He told them the Chippewas was doing the killing and not the Sioux, and that the Chippewas were up ahead and we needed to turn around and go home. And they would go with us. And the Indians walked among us real friendly, and the children were scared at first, but then they calmed down. Folks started getting nervous because our guns were in the wagons and not easy to get to. And then we saw 2 dead men on the road, and things started changing. They formed a battle line. They had double-barrel shotguns. Cutnose demanded our money, and then they left us, and we traveled on. We found 2 more dead men along the road. Our men got their guns out of the wagon, and we proceeded toward home. We came about 100 yards from our house, and Indians came out of nowhere and started shooting. In the first shot, they killed all the men but 3. My husband was one of the 3.
What about the rest?
The Indians told the white women that if they went with them, they'd be spared. My husband said to go, that they wouldn't kill me and I could find a way to get away. I started to, when another woman started toward me to go with them. She took a few steps toward me and they shot her dead. They kept shooting till 6 women and 2 more men were dead.
What about the children?
Some were killed, but most was in the wagon. They beat them with the butts of their gun. It was terrible.
Take your time, Mrs. Krieger.
Him, the butcher, he jumped into the wagon with about a dozen children and he tomahawked them all. The little ones, they were so scared they couldn't move. They just waited their turn to die.
Well, where was your husband?
He was the only man left. I was in the wagon and he came to the wagon and begged me to go. Then 2 Indians came up and shot him. He fell, and then they shot him 2 more times to make sure he was dead. I stood up and they blasted me with a buckshot, and I fell back in the wagon. When I woke up, everybody was gone, except for the dead. I wandered the prairie from August 19th to September 1st. Soldiers found me, and I was taken to Birch Coulee. I was there for the battle. 2 of my sons and another boy got away. My daughter Lizzie, she's 13. She yelled at the children to lay on the ground when the shooting started. And when the Indians left, Anna got the children and took them to my house.
How long did they stay in the house?
Until the 20th, I think. Then Anna brought the oldest children out onto the prairie. Other children who were bad hurt or sleeping, they were left behind. One way or another, 8 of my children got there. It was a miracle, praise God. Anna brought 5 to Fort Ridgely. One way or another, 8 of my children survived. But 24! They killed 24 of my friends and my husband!
Pope wants to start hanging them right now. 303 of them. Their verdicts are in and their sentences are given. You know, I was involved in the Black Hawk War back in Illinois. My blood struggle was with the mosquitoes. I broke my musket without even firing it. An old Indian man wandered into camp one day. The boys were ready to make short work of him. I intervened. What I'm trying to say is that I hold no animosity toward the red race. They're trying to exist while an advanced culture is trying to sweep away their world. I'd fight back too.
I have a letter from Governor Ramsey. He's talked with Pope and writes, I hope the execution of every Sioux Indian condemned by the military will be at once ordered.
Secretary Stanton, those who committed rapes and murders should be executed, not soldiers who fought in the war. I've sent this message to Pope. Please forward as soon as possible the full and complete record of these convictions. I want Pope to send the names of the condemned to us.
This is from Pope. He writes, the only distinction between the culprits is as to which of them murdered the most people or violated the most young girls. The people of Minnesota are exasperated to the last degree. And if the guilty are not all executed, I think it nearly impossible to prevent the indiscriminate massacre.
Gentlemen, I will not be stampeded.
Don't forget the political implications. In the last election, Democrats made major gains in many states. Could have a tough re-election. Maybe give Minnesotans what they want.
I will not hang men for votes. I will do what is right. That is my message to Minnesota.
It is stipulated that who stands on the cloud, otherwise known as Cut Nose, did kill 27 people in the late war at the agency and at Beaver Creek.
I killed no one. When Little Crow said to kill the traitors, I went along. I am accused of killing a carpenter, but I did not do it. I only shot my gun in the store.
He fired his gun. By our standards, that should be enough to convict him.
But the charges against this man are particularly egregious.
Why are you called Cut Nose?
I fought the other day. He bit my nose.
We should hear more.
Take a seat.
I hear no objections here. Cut nose, you are found guilty and you will hang by the neck until you are dead.
Who are you? How did you get in here?
I am the wife of Red Middle Voice. I'm aware that you are looking for him.
Where is he?
I do not know.
That is unlikely.
Unlikely. I will tell you what is unlikely. It is unlikely that any Dakota will be treated fairly in this so-called trial.
Forbes.
Do not worry. I will not take up too much of your time. I understand that many of your people died in this war. But what you do not seem to understand is what caused this war. I had 2 beautiful children. One was a baby. They were hungry. Then they were starving. Now they are dead. There is nothing any of you can do or say in this room that will bring them back. This happened to many, many Dakota families. Your agents were the cause of their death. Do not forget that.
I was forced to go by Little Crow. I crossed the river. We were told to get the cattle and kill all the white men. If we didn't, the soldier lodge would have punished us. There was a farm between Bridge Coulee and Beaver Creek. We found many cattle. We tried to drive the cattle, but they ran off. The owner tried to stop us, and I shot at him, but I did not hit him. I'm a good shot. If I tried to kill him, I would have. I only shot because I believe Little Crow wanted me to. He told us if we didn't kill white men, we would have been killed.
Washishun, you are hereby charged with murder. How say you? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. I had a lame arm at New Ulm. I could not fire a weapon. My gun was bad. I couldn't even fight even if I wanted to.
By our criteria, you are found guilty and sentenced to be hanged.
Not guilty.
You are found guilty and sentenced to be hanged.
This is becoming a kangaroo court. You did 42 cases today, each one averaging 5 minutes. 5 minutes to decide if a man lives or dies. You've done 272 cases in the last 10 days. I believe most deserve to die, but not all. We must pray for mercy.
I've heard enough. Minnesotans call out for mass executions and removal. All the newspapers and politicians demand it.
Do many speak to the contrary?
Not many. Bishop Whipple. There's a Mrs. Williamson who requested a pardon be granted. A particularly heartfelt request from Sarah Wakefield regarding an Indian named Chaska. I granted those pardons. But you know, hey, I tried to get out of this.
How so, Mr. President?
I asked the judge advocate if there might be some court or other that would be the ultimate decider of this. No, he said. You have to do this personally.
Have Whiting and Ruggles reported to you?
Yes, they have, and I've made up my mind. Bring me paper. I wish to write.
What are you going to do?
Whipple's words, "You cannot hang men by the hundreds," kept coming back to me. I've decided to allow 39 to be executed. After reviewing the analysis by Whiting and Ruggles, I've concluded that these are guilty of individual murders and atrocious abuse of the female captives.
What about the others?
Those guilty of simply fighting in battle will remain in detention until further notice. They will not be executed.
There will be an uproar.
It is wrong to kill soldiers who fight in war. Do we want everyone held in Confederate prison who fired or shot in battle to be executed?
This won't be easy.
I know. The names are confusing. I want no mistakes. So, I will write them in my own hand. I will hyphenate the pronunciation, and I will number them.
There are political concerns.
I fear that with the miserable progress we're making in this war to preserve the Union, they will have many other opportunities to show disapproval besides my handling of the Sioux Indians in Minnesota.
"39 is an affront to the people of Minnesota, but we'll carry out the executions promptly. I want a gallows built to hang them all at the same time."
Sir, you remember.
Captain Dooley, I do remember. You'll have the honor of cutting the rope, and I was glad to hear that 2 of your children and your wife have been returned to you.
Praise the Lord.
Praise him for what? I'm told my wife is abed and barely coherent. Sure, 2 of my children are alive, but 3 others were killed at the hands of those savages. I'd gladly send them all to hell. I just wish there were more.
You'll get your chance on the 19th.
Hold on to that. Sir, we have a problem with that date.
Why is that, Lieutenant?
There ain't enough rope to hang them all at one time. There ain't enough rope in all of Mankato.
Impossible. Get more.
I'm trying, but the countryside is deserted. And Mankato is just a town. They don't have a lot of rope.
Well, how much more do you need, Lieutenant?
I put in a special request, sir, to St. Paul. Special made rope, but it's not going to get here for a couple of weeks.
I can ask for a delay for 2 weeks, but that would put us on the 26th, the day after Christmas.
Well, that would be appropriate. A late Christmas gift for the people of Minnesota.
Reverend Riggs, you've lived and worked among these people for a long time. You know them by face and name. I want you to make sure that the right 39 are on the gallows.
It won't be easy. Many of the names are the same or sound the same. Each of the Indians were given a number at trial, but no one remembers which number was given to which Indian.
Well, I'm sure you'll sort it out. Just be sure there are 39 on the gallows.
What about their spiritual needs?
I'll make sure the men of the cloth have access to the prisoners. And I'll be declaring martial law. We will have order.
Praise God. I never stopped praying. I never gave up hope.
Prayers were answered too. Honey, it was the Indians who saved us. Fool soldiers, they called them.
Well, I hope we've got the right ones.
I did nothing. I killed no one. Quiet. Die like a brave Dakota. We killed hundreds of white people. We knew we would pay if we lost. Now it's time to pay with our lives.
Dakota Makoche, Dakota Makoche, Awake a better. Ayash Washagya, no handpicked, Hechayero, Hero. Dakota Makoche, Awake a better. Ayash Washagya, no handpicked,
Going up.
Hechayero.
Tell my mother that I saved the life of Mrs. Wakefield. Now she will live and I will die.
us this way. Anything you would like to say?
I'm dying for no reason. Now I wish I would have killed all of you.
Hang them! Hang them all!
Any last words?
Damn you all! I should have killed more!
Hang them! Hang them all!
No, no.
Hang them! Hang them all! Hang them! Hang them all! Hang them! Hang them all!
Hang them.
You've been sentenced to death. You will be hung by the neck until dead. You have been sentenced to death. You will be hung by the neck until dead.
Captain Dooley, at your pleasure, sir.
This is for my wife, Laura, and my children.
What happened in Mankato, Minnesota, ushered in 28 years of warfare on the Western Prairie. The hanging of the 38 remains the largest mass execution in American history. Its effect is still felt to this day. The wounds are still open.
Mitako yepe chaya peshniwo wana